Hey, what's up, buds? Welcome back to Wake Up Wednesday with Nat. Can you believe that March is already almost over? The first quarter of the year, the first 3 months of the year, almost done in just a few days. Because of that, I titled today's episode Going All In. Going all in, and what does that mean for you? First of all, let's check in and see how we're doing. How have the last 3 months been? How have they been as far as our goals? Have we made any progress at all? So remember, some progress is good progress. Failure or things not going according to plan, that's all normal. But if you're feeling stuck and feeling like you haven't gotten any momentum at all or moved the needle at all on some of the things you said you wanted to accomplish so far this year, take some time to reflect on that. And I encourage you to write down maybe what you feel prevented you from starting at all on those goals. So does it have to do with budget? Does it have to do with time? Is it effort? Did you have a tragedy happen? Maybe your health, maybe you were under the weather. Writing those things down isn't to play the blame game or point a finger or judge ourselves. But if we aren't assessing and checking in, then we can't ever really come up with a plan or a good strategy on how to navigate forward. So that's what I encourage you at this point. If you haven't been able to get any traction on your goals or things that you said that you wanted to really tackle this year, write down why you think that is, and then sit with it and reflect on it. And this was also a good way to identify what are some of those self-imposed limitations and what are some of the limitations that are outside of our control. And if there are things that are outside of our control, what are some good ways to kind of work around that, right? So I encourage you, those of you that have started to make some progress on your goals, congratulations. I hope that you take time to celebrate your wins. And I have to apologize because I've been sick the last few days. So I might cough a lot throughout this episode, but I'm trying to make it short and quick here. But celebrate yourself. It's not intended to be perfect. It's not intended to go from 0 to 100 overnight. It's going to feel messy. But if you can look back to a few months ago where you were on something at the beginning of the year to where you are now, and you've moved that needle a little bit closer to your end goal, your end desire, that's amazing. Stop and celebrate yourself. Do something that feels good. Get a cup of coffee from one of your favorite coffee shops that you don't usually splurge on. I like to buy myself flowers. These are real flowers. They change from time to time because guess what? They die. But they make me feel good, and it's a way for me to just bring some joy and recognition to myself. So take the time to celebrate those wins because it is a really big deal, and we forget to celebrate ourselves and spend a lot of time focusing on others and praising others, whether it's our spouse or our coworkers or even our kids. So take some time, congratulate yourself because I'm so proud of you. All right, going all in, if it hasn't been the best 3 months yet for those goals, going on all in doesn't mean that you're going to do nothing else and really just focus on your one goal. It means that you're going to prioritize your goal. Now, the reason we fail, I believe, isn't because we don't prioritize. I believe it's because we actually don't break our goals down. And sometimes we set this big, huge goal and we don't stop to think about, well, how can we make it into smaller chunks? Because it is a pretty ambitious goal. So let me give you the biggest example folks will use, right? A lot of times people set some kind of a weight loss or physical health goal at the beginning of the year. Well, if you weren't really going to the gym before, you weren't working out, you weren't walking, you weren't drinking water, you didn't really have a healthy way of eating, to say to yourself, well, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 1 year, that's that. And you don't stop to think about what your lifestyle is now and how what strategy is going to best meet your lifestyle, you're going to fail. So one way to look at it is real simple. We overcomplicate everything, you guys, and we don't have to. So one simple way with that example is, okay, if you're somebody that eats out for lunch every single day and you don't always make the best choices when you eat out for lunch every single day, start there. Either maybe don't eat out, or if you're like, that's a bit of a stretch. When you eat out, what healthy choices can you make? If you really want a burger for lunch, can you get a side salad instead of fries? Or if you really want fries for lunch, can you get a lettuce wrapped burger instead? Simple things. If you're a soda drinker, if you're a big soda drinker, again, saying, I'm going to quit soda, I'm going to quit sugar, I'm going to be the healthiest I've ever been, and expecting everything to change between yesterday and today, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're trying to overcome years of programming and habits and patterns. It's not going to happen. So we fail, then we guilt trip, and then we just go back to whatever, binging, giving up, figuring out some other fad diet that doesn't work. So figure out what works for you. In the example of a soda drinker, if you're a soda drinker, can you cut back on how much soda you drink? Maybe you drink half the amount in a day, or maybe instead of every day, maybe you only have it 5 times a week now, or 4 times a week. Those small things allow us to have wins more frequently that we can celebrate ourselves for and eventually build on. I'll give you an example just quickly in my life. So for me, as I get older, I realize that I want to live a very, very long, healthy life, but not just physical health in the sense of making sure I don't have any illness or disease, but what about my physical body and physical mobility? I want to be able to get around and move. And so moving my body every day has become important. But if you're anything like me and you have a full-time job, you have kids, you have a family, you have a partner or whatever, it can be hard to find extra time. And so I found that like the bookends, either in the morning or at night. And I wasn't really a morning person, so I wanted to cram it all in at night. But pretty quickly, I realized that by the end of the night, after my son goes to bed, I'm spent. I don't want to do anything. So I decided to do it in the morning. I decided to do 2 things in the morning. Go to the gym, but going to the gym meant I had to wake up early. Those 2 things were unfamiliar to me. They were foreign. I wasn't waking up early and I wasn't going to the gym in the morning. So when I got up early, set my alarm, and then was forcing myself to go to the gym, I either wasn't doing it, I was hitting the snooze button, or I was miserable. Instead, I said, you know what? Forget the gym. Step number 1 is going to be wake up early. So I started setting an alarm and I just pushed it back increments of 10. So kind of like you sleep train a baby, I was sleep training or wake training myself, I guess you could say. Because I started getting up at 4 and I was getting up about 6:30. So I said, okay, where's the middle? I can get up at 5. Once I was consistently waking up at 5, then I set it to 4:50, then 4:40, then 4:30. You get the gist. Now I get up at 4. And once I got that down pat, I started going to the gym. So now I'm up at 4. I'm in the gym by 4:30. I'm a lollygagger. Don't judge me. I like to sip on my coffee, take my time putting on my gym clothes and my workout clothes. But I'm in the gym by 4:30. I'm back home by about 5:15. So small things. So whatever it is, whether it's physical or not, what is it that you want to do? If you want to read more books, don't say I'm going to read 20 books a year. How about I'm going to read a page a night? Or okay, maybe 3 pages a night, or I'm going to read for 10 minutes every night. So set your book on your nightstand, and before you go to bed, read a few pages every single night. I guarantee you'll read more books that way than if you continue just saying, okay, this is the year, I'm going to read 20 books. We set ourselves up for failure. That's why we don't succeed. That's why New Year's resolutions, no one sticks to them. And then even other goals, we just don't take the time to break it down. So break it down and then really decide to be all in. Being all in means it's a commitment. It means I really want this and here's why. I want to be healthy. I want to lose 50 pounds, but I don't just want to, it's not about losing the 50 pounds. It's about being able to get on the floor with my son and play with his Legos and not have a hard time sitting there or having to have somebody help me up off the floor. I want to read books so that I have new topics to talk to friends about. I want to, whatever it is, connect it to a more meaningful why. It'll help you be all in for real versus just throwing out arbitrary goals that never stick and then we beat ourselves up about. So that's really all I have for you all today. I think that's a lot more than many of us can chew on for a bit, but I think it's a good point to assess because March will be over in just a few days. First quarter of the year gone just like that, you guys. And summer goes by so fast. So take a minute, take a breather, jot some things down. What did you set for yourself at the beginning of the year? Where are you now? What's holding you back? And look at what you set for yourself and can you break it down just a little bit more so that you can move the needle and be proud of yourself and happy with your results and your accomplishments and not feel like you're not making any progress. I promise you it's going to be a game changer. I'm so excited to hear where you are on your journey. Leave me some comments below. Let me know how you're moving the needle or what breakthrough you've had and what you plan to do next. Until next time, remember, I see you, I believe in you, I care about you, and whatever you're going through, this too shall pass. I'm not the first person that said it, but it will get better. Whatever you're going through is temporary. I promise you that. I'll see you soon. Bye.